It is the technology the internet depends on, and the AI boom is making it scarcer than ever.
In the last 6 to 8 weeks, we've sold more than we sold in the last year prior to that.
Digital assets, prized, powerful, and increasingly rare.
It's like a virtual real estate, and there's only a sheer number of addresses that are out there.
That's prompted a global hunt.
Brokers travel the world like Indiana Jones.
IPv4, the digital address assigned to every internet-connected device. Designed in the 1980s, today IPv4 is one of the hottest digital commodities. But is this another tech bubble or a gold mine hiding in plain sight? We're inside one of the largest data centers in the Southern Hemisphere.
Basically, we call this a rack-ready data hall.
8 stories, 34,000 square meters, space for more than 10,000 racks with 80 megawatts of power, all powering internet-connected devices and artificial intelligence infrastructure.
So these could be items like servers, they could be storage and compute, they could be high-performance compute, they could be cloud, anything like that that people want to keep secure.
Each one of these servers and everything you own that's connected to the internet requires a unique digital address. And the overwhelming majority of devices here and everywhere else in the world are using an IPv4 address.
Everything that touches the internet needs to be able to communicate and be able to send information, and they do that by having a set of addresses that tell the information where it starts from and where it ends.
Let's rewind 45 years. When bell bottoms sashayed to the Shaft theme tune, Alan Shepard played golf on the moon, and Star Wars fans first learnt of Luke's lineage.
I am your father.
And engineers Vince Cerf and Bob Kahn finalized Internet Protocol version 4. It was intended to be the addressing system for a small research network connecting a handful of universities and government labs. They chose a 32-bit format, roughly 4.3 billion unique addresses, which for a network of a few hundred computers seemed impossibly large. Cerf later described that as a mistake. Nowadays, almost everything with a power supply has an internet connection. Servers, computers, phones, watches, fridges, doorbells, cars. More and more smart things, each needing its own digital address. A newer protocol, IPv6, was developed with trillions of addresses, but the transition has been painfully slow.
It's a little bit more complicated, the numbering scheme is longer, it's new, and people are reluctant to move away from the things that they're comfortable with.
So, IPv4 it remains, and with supply fixed and demand surging, these addresses have become serious money.
AI agents.
More agentic capabilities.
An AI agent.
Agents. Agentic workflows.
Agents.
The AI agent boom is creating an entirely new wave of demand.
AI agents live on IPv4 addresses. When you boot up your OpenClaw, that's living on IPv4 address.
Gartner predicts 40% of enterprise applications will embed AI agents by the end of 2026. That's up from less than 5% in 2025. And it's not just enterprises, it's kids at home learning to spin up their own AI agent, each one needing its own unique address.
Agentic AI kind of blew up the whole industry less than, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks ago. And overnight, we just had an explosion of customers coming in, asking us for more IP addresses.
Amazon Web Services alone has accumulated over 191 million IPv4 addresses, estimated to be worth nearly $7 billion. The price of a single address climbed from around $11 in 2017 to $53 in 2022. After a correction, prices settled between $10 and $30 per IP, depending on block size.
I'm predicting very conservatively that /16s, which are currently at $10 an IP, will be $20 an IP by the end of the year.
As we send more data over the internet, as there's more devices connected to the internet, the demand for these addresses just continues to be extremely high.
This is a very scarce resource in high demand. and it's required for the continued growth of the internet, right? And the continued scaling of AI, which is going to be, trajectory of a hockey stick.
Fueling a race to track down any addresses that are still unused.
There's a huge secondary market for these IPv4 addresses, and brokers travel the world like Indiana Jones, searching in far-flung places to find organizations that have IP addresses for sale.
Jake Brander is one such adventurer.
The first probably 3 to 4 years were really, really much like a treasure hunt, and a lot of very surprised people were getting, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, coming out of nowhere.
And it's not just dissolved startups.
Universities and institutions, right, that have no idea, like, wow, we have all this. Like Ford Motor Corporation, right? They had 16 million IPs. And it's like, well, a car company doesn't need to have that sheer number of IPs. It's like, and they didn't even know at the time that they could monetize it.
Ted Metricon has been in the hosting and data center business for 3 decades. His company accumulated 800,000 IPv4 addresses through years of legitimate use.
Being able to monetize those unused assets that were sort of ours was great to be able to allow us to, buy additional computing hardware for our clients.
It's the smallest niche you've never heard of that's worth billions of dollars or tens of billions of dollars and will continue to be worth that much. Just like Bitcoin was predicted to go over 100,000 a coin, nobody believed it. It's the scarcity, right? Bitcoin becomes far more difficult to mine every 4 years. IP addresses are even more important than Bitcoin. They have utility.
It takes grit and nous to find spare IPv4 addresses. But when blocks worth millions of dollars are changing hands across borders, between parties who've often never met, security is not optional.
We needed an escrow platform that was simple and easy to use. Escrow.com came in, simplified it. We ran with it.
Escrow.com has become the go-to settlement platform for high-value IPv4 transactions. Over $500 million in IPv4 deals facilitated since 2013 across more than 80 countries.
When you're sending millions of dollars across these jurisdictions, you need a neutral third-party platform you can trust to handle a transaction. That's where escrow.com fits in.
Its inaugural IPv4 Investment Index, a quarterly report tracking the market, reveals a global trade network spanning the United States, Europe, the Middle East, Asia, and beyond.
Most people have not heard of IPv4 addresses, but the entire world runs on them.
A multi-billion-dollar industry hiding in plain sight. The hunt for the internet's scarcest asset is just getting started.